change everything. Pata says, "This is correct, of course, and we cannot say what the future will hold in this regard. But just like you, we also hope that everything will happen as predestined." Billy says, "That's easy to say, but we are really hoping for it, too. By the way, Heidi and Bob in San Diego, as well as the many group members who gathered around them, are always very active, diligent and successful. A true joy." Pata says, "I am well aware of the situation. Please extend to them my special greetings and high esteem, for they are truly very diligent and successful in their efforts for the mission. They are a rare exception in America with regard to their honesty, along with their true efforts and esteem for the mission, for you and for us. When I think of the evil schemes, fraudulent activities and exploitations perpetrated by Americans against you, I permit myself to say that the individuals in this small group around Adelheid, respectively Heidi and Bob, as well as these two themselves, belong to a very select group of people for whom you would have to search for a long, long time to find. How did you phrase it once in a parable? Some very few, healthy, germinating seeds in a gigantic desert. A phrase I have since never forgotten." Billy says, "I did say this once. That is correct. It was a very long time ago. But it actually applies to Heidi and Bob and the small group gathered around them. The Toronto group, Figu Japan and the few people in Sweden are also doing quite well, even though in Canada and Japan a few small snags still remain. But there is truly no comparison with Heidi's and Bob's group." Pata says, "One must truly show them due respect." Billy says, "You've said it, my friend. I wanted to ask you still about the future meditations. If you are not here any longer, does this mean you are not participating any longer either?" Pata says, "No, everything remains the same way as it has been until now. There will be no changes in this regard. Everything will continue the way it always did." Billy says, "That's good, so we are not truly alone. May I ask you still something regarding the epidemics that threaten us here on Earth?" Pata says, "Present your question." Billy says, "You did mention that new epidemics will also manifest themselves and spread throughout the world. When will that begin?" Pata says, "The tribulation began originally with the initial epidemics when, as usual, everything was kept covered up." Billy says, "How could it be any different? Our glorious scientists also claim that certain diseases cannot cross over the species barriers, such as epidemics, for example, of scrapie, also called cattle madness or BSE, and AIDS. In both cases this has already transpired, in fact a long time ago. Yet, the narrow-minded, megalomaniac, moronic scientists still claim that this is impossible." Pata says, "What you say here is absolutely correct. Pathogens of animals as well as humans are very much capable of crossing over the species barrier, mutating and causing the infection of other species with the same disease. Pathogens have the ability to spread from one type of animal to other animal species and onto humans, while, likewise, pathogens of human diseases have the ability to spread to animals. Due to the change from one species to another, the state of the disease also changes. The pathogens mutate and adapt to the other life forms. These are facts that are denied by the reprehensible, criminal and irresponsible individuals in charge. On one hand they are truly megalomaniac and narrow-minded, as you said, and on the other hand, they remain so restricted in their knowledge that they fail to see the genuine correlations, or are unable to even fathom them. Now, my friend Edward, we should turn to other things, for we still have much to discuss." Billy says, "Of course, I have no further questions." The end.